Welcome back to another episode. As always, it's myself, Sig, and Barbie Dreamhouse himself, Rahgel. So interesting thing took place this week that you and I have been chatting about via text message mostly, but the game day before, and the studio, fantasy, something like that. Fantastic is no longer. So, yeah. That. Put it in perspective. Have you been keeping track of it since day one, or just since you saw the closure of the studio?
I just saw the closure of the studio yesterday, so the tweet that they put out and everything else. So that's all I've seen. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about the game or really anything. Yeah, that was shocking to see because I watched a couple guys that I watched were all excited about playing it, and once they got into it, they're like, "Oh, it looks good," and blah blah blah. And then the next day, they find out that it's all going to go bye bye. Servers are going to shut down and everything.
It's funny you find one or two guys who say it looked good because the overall consensus of the game is it's shit. The graphics are shit, the movement's shit, the gameplay is terrible. It's a giant scam, and you can go and check their entire Twitter thread about stop saying we're a scam, don't refer us as a scam. But it's kind of looking like a duck, walking like a duck, quacking like a duck. So, but it's a $40 game, and this is actually a game that's been on my radar for probably a year and a half, because it was supposed to be an open world MMO zombie game. I was excited for it because I was like, oh, perfect. This is what Rahgel and I can play on Thursday nights. Get down in the dirt and just, kill some zombies, and you gotta fortify your home. You gotta, go collect stuff. Kind of like Forest, the Forest, but with zombies and everything. And it's all open world. And then 5 days ago from this recording, 7 from the day this launches. But anyways, last Thursday, it came out, and it was an exfil game, kind of like zombies in Call of Duty. It's a shoot 'em and exfil type game, so not even close to the open world, not even close to an MMO, and that instantly irritated and annoyed a lot of people, of course. And then the fact that day one launch looked like this was a rush development. All the trailers they had looked amazing. The trailers looked like this was going to be top of the line, that the quote 5 years of dedication was actually legitimate. And then when it was released, it literally looked like you and I just got together. We're like, let's build a game. We got $50. Here we go. And it wasn't running properly. The servers couldn't handle the load, of course. But there were so many glitches and bugs where there's 2 or 3 streamers I was watching that were kind of playing together, and you would randomly see one of them just shoot a zombie and then randomly grow the size of a building, and they would glitch through the whole building. And what the fuck just happened here? And now the game's froze on them and they can't move. And there's other times where somebody's weapon literally just disappears from their hand as they're shooting it. So whatever happened, it was just a massive shit show. And it was funny to watch all this happen, and then everybody's like, oh man, it's a scam, $40, blah blah blah, scam. It looks like they rushed develop this. And then when you sent me that message, I was literally going through social media feed on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and just checking out more of this and see what's developing. And I got an alert from Twitter saying they posted something literally 30 seconds before you sent it to me. I was like, of course, let me go check it. Yep, there it is. Yep, that doesn't surprise me at all. And they said the servers were not going to be shut down as their original post. They're going to keep the servers up, but at the same time, they can't maintain servers because they're in debt and they have no money and they're broke. So, yeah. Interesting.
I think as of today, the servers were still alive today. I thought they were supposed to be shut down yesterday. But I don't know when they're actually getting shut down. Okay, so they're going to try and run it to the end of the month, and then.
Well, that when you buy when you pay or rent or you lend out server space or server dedication to a game, it's typically in, quantified quantities of 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, a year, or unlimited. And I don't know what quantity they had it in, but I'm sure they probably did at least a year. So either it will be for sure live until December of next year, or more realistically, it'll probably be live until December 31st, and they'll announce January 1 that, hey, due to unforeseen financial hardships, we can't pay to have the server maintain or keep going, because their thread did state they had to pay their employees and pay all their debt off, and they have no money to keep the studio alive and pay for maintenance. So how are you going to have a server online if you're not maintaining it? Because somebody has to maintain it.
Yeah, then the same thing.
You're
You can't
paying
fix
somebody.
Yeah, and you can't pay somebody to fix bugs if you're not even going to really maintain the server either.
Yes.
Or you're going to care if you're going to shut the game down. So, yeah, it's there was a big interview that they have it's on YouTube. I had the link, but I don't know how I had it. But yeah, they were talking about it, and then went into them blatantly ripping off the Division.
Yep.
A lot of that stuff was talked about, and they tried to deny it.
The source code is almost identical.
Yep. So they tried to deny it, but then they talked about how the landscape, even down to the trash bags and everything else, is almost identical. Yep. Cinder blocks. So they talked about that, and there was a couple developers that were in other streamers' chats, and they were trying to talk about it without talking about it.
Yeah.
So they didn't, go against any NDAs or anything like that were going on at the time. But yeah, it was a huge shit show, and there were devs all over the place randomly talking because it's getting shut down from what they know.
Yeah.
Now, when it is, nobody knows as far as from what I've heard.
I mean, I don't know if it's true, but I kind of take everything with a grain of salt online because, I mean, it's fucking online. But I did read a couple articles saying that Tom Clancy, so Ubisoft, is going after them for a lawsuit because of the source code being so genetically the same. From, like you were saying, trash bags, cinder blocks, benches, minute things that normally, like, okay, whatever, not a big deal. But there's certain studios and companies out there that have kind of like signature codes that only they use, only they can use, and they can see these signature codes throughout the sources. And they're saying from like the building structure to the terrain to the road to the cinder blocks to the trash cans to, quote, the eye design of the players. So it's just like a huge clusterfuck going on. And I honestly would not be surprised if that is true. And that's the real reason why they shut down, was Tom Clancy / Ubisoft basically said, you can either pay us or shut the fuck down. And they quickly went, we can't afford you. I guess we'll shut down. And they had to settle out of court. Especially with how much publicity that game was and still is getting.
One thing I don't get is that how all these studios are coming up with these games, but they're being rushed out. Now this was in production for 5 years. Okay, that's not rushed. Now, and I'm going off what their tweet said, or X or whatever the hell you call it now.
Twitter.
They had development of 5 years. So, my opinion, that's not rushed. You would think it would have been tested, played out, whatnot. I'm assuming it was an alpha that they were rolling out, or was it beta, or was it a full-fledged game?
This was a full-fledged game, but this game had no pre-orders, no pre-sales, no betas, no alphas, and no stress tests. And typically, a game like, I don't know, Skull and Bones, which comes out February 16th next year, just FYI, has a release date. No, they announced that Game Awards. But anyways, that had multiple stress tests, of which I was a part of, multiple alpha tests, which I was a part of, and multiple beta tests. And there's still a beta test game ready to come out, I think, January timeframe, if I read my email right. So, that game's been in production 10 plus years. And you're telling me this rinky-dink studio, who has multiple games, by the way, all of a sudden goes, oh, we don't have a beta test. We haven't done an alpha test. We haven't done a stress test. And they just released a full, quote unquote, fully finished game. No.
Now, as far as their games go, I don't know anything about them. But from there, and again, I'm just going off the tweet. There's 5 games they listed off.
Correct.
In chronological order from when they opened in 2015. 2017, they released The Wild 8. I don't know if these are PC games or what. I don't know. I haven't heard any of these games. 2018, Dead Dozen. Also 2018, Radiant 1. 2021, Prop Night. And 2023, the day before the last of the 3 days.
Prop Night is probably one of their biggest ones. Wild 8's the one I'm most familiar with because I've played it. It was not great. Nothing like rant and rave about. But keep in mind, the studio opened up in 2015. Mm-hmm. Or that's when the first game was released anyways. So 8 years, 5 games, 1 game tanked them in 4 days.
Yeah.
Like, that's ridiculous.
But were the other games, are they PC based games? Or are they console as well?
I
hadn't looked.
I know they're PC, but I don't know if they're a console. That's the problem. Is like you're talking like 2019. I switched to pure PC. I stopped playing my PlayStation, so I stopped researching. But if it's indie, or since they're indie game, I wouldn't be surprised if they're like Xbox and PC.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
yeah. So I mean, I haven't seen any of their games. I haven't looked at the gameplay of any of them. I did watch the gameplay of day before, and it did look like Division. After they said that, you could look at it and you could see that it looked like Division. Yep. The movement, the gameplay, it all looked like it. But again, the guy that I was watching play it, he didn't have any issues. He had no lag, no latencies, no glitching of any kind. Nothing disappearing. He didn't turn into a gigantic character at all, but he was playing it and nothing had happened. So Luckily that's how I had seen it. But again, I didn't hear anything about what you had talked about. But then the fact that the next day, that's when they walked in and said, okay, everything's hit the fan.
Yep.
And now they're all on their way out. But is there going
lawsuit is like, I think that's why that lawsuit has some legitimacy behind it, because I heard about the lawsuit. Again, game came out on Thursday, Friday timeframe. Whatever day that is, the 7th, 8th of December, and I heard that lawsuit by the 10th or 11th, I guess 10th Sunday, and I was like, that's bullshit. There's no way this is real. No way. And then of course next day, hey, we shutting down, financial hardships. There may be some legitimacy behind this, but they had no sources. They, like, by sources I mean the articles I read never said we had an inside source from Ubisoft or somebody from the Tom Clancy studio. Like, no, it was just rumors are. Yeah. So it's all just rumors and speculations. I don't ever really trust those. Grain of salt and all, but when the next day you're shutting down your entire studio and those reports were flooding out, I mean, at what point do you stop going, okay, well, that can't be true, to, well, maybe. It kind of looks like it.
Like those scenes from the movies, they're all running around burning files and everything. Get rid of it all! Get rid of it! Get rid of it all now! Burn it! Shred it! You never saw this.
Yeah, that just reminds me of my intel days with the military, of having to practice and train for that in case the skiffs ever got breached. This is what we do. Fire, burn, and magnets. Go, 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 go. Never had to do it. I'm grateful I never had to do it, but at the same time, I kind of want to do it. I want to shred all the documents. I want to burn those fuckers. Like, we had this whole drill for it, and then I never got put to use. It's unfortunate.
We just get an incendiary grenade and throw it in. Here. Burn it.
But I mean, I I think it's funny. I think this game's also rated as like the worst game of all time too. It's on the top three, maybe top five worst reviewed games on Steam. To the point like the devs were asking or the studio was asking Steam to block reviews, and they were doing damage control by removing reviews. Like they were going all hard. They were removing their trailers from YouTube. They were removing any form of content they created for this game. Like they went full-fledged scorch earth on themselves before they even shut down, because they were just being torn apart by reviews and comments and negative videos being made about them, and people reviewing the trailers from the YouTube, comparing it to the game. Like it was epic, to say the least. So the only downside, and I take this how I mean it, the only downside is that this happened to a smaller studio. And why I say that's like the only bad thing is because had this happened to a bigger studio, it would put more bigger studios on record or on watch, like Activision for Call of Duty. And be like, look, literally one bad game can go full metal nuclear and destroy your company. Because then you have Call of Duty, and I just did the live stream today, where the campaign took me 5 hours. I died a lot because I killed my buddies. I didn't see a missile coming towards my helicopter, or I just died. Stupid shit. But I played on regular. That campaign is such a fucking joke that it should never been released. This should have been the year they made just Call of Duty Modern Warfare Zombies, and maybe push MW3 to next year and go with the full DLC. But for a small studio like Fantasy to be able to do that and then get shut down due to financial hardship, but then you have studios like Activision and Infinity Ward putting out this hot shit of the campaign. A lot of people are speculating it will put indie companies on watch. Make sure you don't lie, make sure you don't scam, make sure, like, if you put out a trailer that looks like ABC, you better be close. If the premise of your game is an open world zombie MMO, then it better be at least an open world MMO zombie game. How it looks, how it handles, how it performs is irrelevant if the base of the game is not what you promised.
Mm-hmm.
Again.
Yeah. Now, and everybody apparently had a 2-hour window to get a refund from buying the game.
If you only played less than 2 hours.
Oh, if you played less than okay.
Yes, that was a caveat. You had to, for PC players anyways, you had to play less than 2 hours. If you played like an hour and 59 minutes and 58 seconds, you were good. But the moment you crossed over 58 seconds and 59, it rounded up to 2 minutes or 2 hours. I know that from playing games and trying to refund them in 2 hours. So it's not a matter of you purchasing it and then returning it, but you're also talking 4 days. Like, that's pretty hard to purchase a game, play for 30 minutes, and be like, I don't like it. Such a small window.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's funny. In a dreary kind of fucking way. So,
now is that through Steam, the 2-hour window?
Most PC launchers where you get games from, yes, it's 2 hours. Okay. So whether Xbox, Ubisoft, EA, Epic Game Store, Steam, Battle.net.
Okay. Because I see a lot of people, and it was just Steam that I had seen. A lot of people like, oh, I'll never buy another game from Steam, blah, blah. I'm like, well, okay. I didn't know about the whole 2-hour window. I saw that you have a 2-hour window to redo. I didn't know it was 2 hours of gameplay.
Yeah.
I thought it was 2 hours from buying it. And I'm like, fuck, I don't buy a damn game and play it within 2 hours of getting it normally. I'm not 15 years old anymore. I don't race home with already opened in my hand, ready to throw it in.
One, you can't do that anymore. Two,
exactly.
It's 2 hours just to fucking download the damn game.
Yeah. So
gotcha, bitch. You download it now. You can't refund it.
So yeah, a lot of people are bitching and say they'll never buy another game from Steam again, which I'm pretty sure a lot of them are lying because that's let them get their games from.
They said the same thing about Destiny 2 when Witch Queen came out. They said the same thing when Call of Duty MW2 came to Steam last year. MW3 came to this year. Like, it's a revolving door of these parasitic people who do this type of stuff. And like, I get it, but the problem is you're not able to get a refund, period, unless you have less than 2 hours of gameplay. And that's only because, from my understanding of looking like, because I go through an account, create one, try to upload a game to see what the process is for Steam. They hold all refunds or all money until the game has hit the 2 hour window. That's my understanding of looking through everything, doing the research, trying to do it myself. So once you play 2 hours of the game, then they release the money to the studio, or 30 days. So if you bought the game, you just haven't played in 30 days, they'll give the money to the studio and the developers, but still you could refund it. Like, I just went through a purge back in May and June of games I played less than 2 hours, and I just refunded all of them. I've had some of them since probably since 2009, 2010. That was my oldest game.
You still got refunds for them?
Yep, because I had less than 2 hours of gameplay into it. The only reason why I refunded is because it fucking wouldn't play anymore. Like, it wouldn't load. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's one of the options you have when you try to refund a game is like, bought this on accident. This was a gift, didn't want it. Game basically misleading by game, misadvertisement. There's a few of them, but you had to play less than 2 hours of. That's the catch. I thought the same thing too before. I will never fucking buy another game from Steam, and then going, I don't have any other options, because the moment you branch out away from Steam, you get to studio specific games. So Battle.net being Blizzard and Activision, I can only buy those games on that platform. Epic Games, same concept. A little bit more lenient though, because Epic Games, I can get like Spider-Man, I can get God of War, I can get some Sony games that were exclusive now aren't. Epic Games is like secondary to Steam because they have a wider net that they allow other studios to come on. Ubisoft and EA are strictly Ubisoft and EA games. So other than that, you go online and you just literally purchase the digital download, and it tells you what launcher to use. Yeah.
No, it still just blows my mind that 5 years in development and it comes out like this. And Cyberpunk was made in how long? A year?
No.
Year and a half?
No.
How long was that developed?
That was, I want to say I was in development for I think close to 5 years as well.
Okay. I mean, and I bring that up just because it was rushed out due to all the bullshit that I had to deal with.
It wasn't rushed. But yeah, there you go. That's like number one search when you type in site. 9 years.
Cyberpunk was in development for 9 years.
9 years, so close to 10 years. I thought it was close to a decade. But again, Cyberpunk's a little different though, because they were CD Projekt Red, and they don't develop games quickly either. Like, their games take years. But again, like we've touched base on this game last season and earlier this year even, they got bullied and harassed and death threats by dumbass consumers and gamers, and they just went, fine, fucking here you go, because it was a lot easier than saying we don't want to push shitty product to you gamers. And Cyberpunk was a proving point and a milestone for the gaming industry and consumers alike of going, look, you can rush a studio to put out the game, but understand when the game comes out and it's buggy, it's glitchy, it has tons of issues, it can't play on your PlayStation, you can't play on your Xbox, it's bound with just riddles and riddles of issues. There's literally no one to blame but yourself, not the studios, because the studios literally keep saying, I need 6 more months, I need 3 more months, I need another week, I need another year. They're doing what's best in the eye of the consumer, but you have greedy little shitheads that went, nope, death threats. And they started, leaking their personal information. And then you have, again, Skull and Bones made by Ubisoft, where they've been in development, I think, close to 10 years as well. and they've had issues and they've had threats and everything. And they're like, we're not releasing this game until we're happy with it, until we think it's perfected. But hey, now I get to play it full time, and hey, now my money's well spent.
So you think you get to play it?
Bro, if they come out in like January or February, it's like, well, the beta test that we just did, yeah, we don't like it. We need another 2
Didn't
months.
they just do that on the last one?
Last 5, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, they never like this February 16th release is the first time they've given an official like month and day. All year it's been spring of 2023, summer of 2023, fall of 2023, winter of 2023, and then the infamous December 23rd, 2023 date, which is, you know, a pending placeholder of no game comes out during Christmas week. So, yeah, that's what everyone's like, yeah, it's not coming out this year. God damn it. The point of coming soon. I think they removed the year altogether. I think last I checked a few weeks ago, it was just this game is coming out between the years of 2024 and 2025. I was like, yeah. When will I get to use my $60 I pre-ordered this fucker for? So, I mean, I'll be happy, and you can bet your sweet ass I will be doing a full in-depth game review and live stream.
So they have
That's full of
10-year development of that game. And then you said Cyberpunk was how long?
9 years.
9 years. And then you have Battlefield 2042 was 15 months, started in 2020, released in 2021. There's a few delays they had, but yes. You
really weren't kidding. I was like, he can't be right about 15 months. 15 months.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. So a complete shit show when that game came out. Now, it didn't bankrupt the company like that,
no.
But
well,
definitely pissed a lot of people off.
You also had, again, this year's Call of Duty campaign was produced in 16 months. And that was by Sledgehammer, and then all of a sudden they went, nope. We were told by Treyarch, or by Infinity Ward, we can't do this. And they had, I think they were 8 months into it, and they had to like scrap everything and redo everything.
8 months in, they had to do that?
I've read some reports that said halfway, and some reports said 3/4 of the way. So anywhere from 8 months down to the last 6 months, 6 to 4 months of the production.
So then they had to start over, or was it just they stopped?
They had to scrap it and create a whole new campaign.
And that's all within 15 months of scrapping it and redoing it and releasing it. Okay, well, then it makes sense of why it's so damn short.
Yeah, and Sledgehammer has been publicly like bashing Infinity Ward since then too. Like they've there's been a couple streamers who have had Sledgehammer devs in there and studios coming out and like doing interviews and everything. You know, this is what we wanted to include. This is what we'd like to have done, but we were told no, and they're so sick of having to go to Infinity Ward to get approval to do anything inside the game. The only exception, of course, is zombies, where they kind of, them and Treyarch have free range of how zombies handled. Infinity Ward doesn't care. But campaign, multiplayer, and Warzone, Infinity Ward has 100% final say, which is asinine to say this one studio has full say over all the other studios to develop this game.
Which at this point, within Infinity Ward, the developers and stuff like that have to be around our age, if not a little younger as well.
Older.
Well, you would have to think the ones
mid-40s.
that, which are still within the same era of playing these games.
Yes. Correct.
So they've been around since the beginning of it. They've seen everything through.
They have
now.
social media and they can read all this shit too.
Yeah. But the fact that they're trying to limit all this stuff and take things away or say no on stuff when the game needs to evolve in modern times, I'm not saying go to the advanced stupid shit. Stay the hell away from that. It worries me that's where they're going, but
3 years, I think that's where it's going.
I think it's probably less than that, to be honest.
No, because the roadmap is 2024 is Black Ops Gulf War, I think it is. 2025 will be a DLC to Black Ops, and then 2026 will be Advanced Warfare. I think that's read a roadmap. So.
Stop reading that shit. Fucking bring that Advanced Warfare shit in here. No, that's one they need to not do. But yes, that's probably going to happen. Now with this game being pretty much, I'll air quote, built with this the day before. Can anybody grab this game and do anything with it after they change the source code to not look like Division? Which I guess it's that same point. They'd have to pretty much make a brand new game if they have to change the source code.
Well, so here's the thing though, like you can get onto GitHub right now, which is a website source locker, so to speak, where you can get source coding for anything, everything, so where you don't have to actually manually write scripture for programming. You can go and find what you're looking for on GitHub, copy and paste it. And if you want to change like color, height, cosmetics, basically, there's a whole section. Most programmers will write, it's like edit here, and they have a whole block of script that you can edit to change the color, change the font, change dynamic cosmetics. So most video games are that way too, where if you wanted to make, say, a very simplistic game like Among Us, you can find Among Us entire script code on GitHub, or you could last year when I was taking around with this, and you could literally find everything. The only code that wasn't there was the little minion guys, but they had all the interaction, like the if and only if then and only then, like they had all of it down. So all you had to do was create your character structure, which again, you can go and get from a whole nother different source code on GitHub, copy paste this all together, MacGyver it, and all of a sudden you have a game. Mm-hmm. I just don't know about like Division, if they have any of their coding on a public forum domain like GitHub, or if it's strictly behind a restricted wall meant only for Ubisoft developers, which I would fully believe. And if that's how it is, then to backpedal to like even a lawsuit type thing, is that means somebody who worked on this game either knew somebody inside the studio for Division, or they used to work there and they had source code stolen, basically. I don't know about that type of stuff. That's like legality type of things. But if somebody wanted to take all this source code, it's not hard. Not hard at all. I mean, most of the time you can find the source code by going to, like I said, going to places like GitHub, or if you want to get very technical, you can literally always find source code on dark web. You use the onion and everything and go through that route. You could literally find the source code yourself if you want to, and then manipulate it as you see fit.
Yeah.
But remember, they're not a scam. So we're not supposed to call them a scam. They have asked that numerous times, so please not call them a scam. Even though they're very scammy right now. Just saying. Walk like a duck, quacks like a duck, must be a duck.
Because it looks like a lot of the big name games that have came out, I have not seen an overall pleasing of a lot of the consumers that are playing them. I think, and I'll use one that we always talk about, is Warzone. This one has been, in my opinion, very well taken, other than campaign. Received, I should say, not taken. Very well received, other than campaign. Obviously, you're going to have haters of any kind.
But that's the thing, like Call of Duty, if you go to like the reviews, you just find, even like IGN, as much shit as we give them, everyone is just shitting the bed on campaign. Everybody loves zombies. I don't know why everybody's calling this Warzone 3, but whatever. Digress. I'm not hearing anything bad about zombies. I'm not hearing anything bad about multiplayer even. Typically multiplayer is like the cesspool of toxicity where people just go in and shit on it and say, well, if the movements were like this, if the guns were like this, if the recoils, blah, 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 blah. Realism. Like, they're not shitting on anything but campaign.
I think the movement and everything this season is better than it has been.
But it's the same
The whole
fucking
game
movement
seems
from
smoother.
2 games ago.
But it seems everything seems smoother than how it was before. So the new map, everything they have, it all seems a lot smoother.
Yep.
The zombies, everything like that is great. I've talked about it in one of our other podcasts. I like it. I wasn't a huge zombies person. The way they're doing it now, I like.
He's
I mean,
downplaying that motion. He hated zombies. To quote him,
I fucking hated
zombies is stupid, and I'll never play it because it's a stupid fucking mode.
Well, they made me like it again.
And guess what bitch got him to play? This bitch.
That bitch. I'll even say Fortnite. Fortnite has been well received. Yeah. You know, it's a lot of people enjoy it. The new Lego Lego one they have out now. Whatever, I guess. I don't know. I've watched a few things on it.
Mostly
people are liking that.
Ninja, Courage, Cypher.
Yeah, their beefs that they're starting of blowing up each other's houses and shit like that. But I mean, that stuff right there.
That's a pinnacle game, though. Like that's and I've shit on Fortnite before. I will continue to shit on Fortnite. But the thing is, the reason why is because it's a pinnacle game. And what I mean by that is this game is ever evolving, ever changing, ever adapting, ever learning. They actually pay attention to their consumers, to their players. They allow the players to have freedom to mod and create like gameplays and game modes in themselves, which then in turns allows R&D for Epic to be like, hey, we're seeing a lot of people playing team deathmatch inside of man-made or self-made mode. Hey, we're seeing a lot of people play capture the flag. Hey, we're seeing this, we're seeing that. It allows their research and development team, R&D, to view all that, to see all the metrics, to see what everyone's doing, and then go, how can we incorporate this into our base game? And most of the time they don't, but they'll improve like the movements or small little just like minor things like movement and gun control and how the recoil happens and everything, minor things like that. But at the same time, they will go, oh, this game mode would be so much better if we introduce this or that, or add some of this, remove that. It's ever evolving. It's a pinnacle game. And literally, it started the battle royale genre to be where it is now. As much as I shit on Fortnite, like, you gotta give props where it's due because they've nailed it. And even then, people are still shitting on them. Of, oh, look at them. They had to go back 7 years. It's funny, because the only people I'm seeing saying that is people who play sports games religiously.
Yeah, but also at the same time, you have a lot of the younger generation love the game. They flat out love it. Nothing is going
ruining my franchises. Look, it's the guy from Fortnite. Buck, that is Kratos. That is Master Chief. How? That's John Wick, you stupid fucking cunt. How dare you?
But I mean, it works. I never played PUBG. You know, I never played any of those leading up. So once it wasn't until Apex that I started playing it. I played Fortnite a little bit.
I love that Apex you were playing on. Now you are just shitting on Apex every chance you get.
That's all there was. It was until, and then I got excited when I heard about Warzone. I was like, oh fuck it, I can get rid of this futuristic stupid shit. I can't stand it. I cannot stand futuristic stuff. It drives me nuts. I hate it. I fucking hate it.
Don't worry, in 3 years' time, and he will buy the Advanced Warfare Call of Duty.
3 years? No, I will not. I'll be done playing at that point. I won't play. I can't do it.
Here's the thing, I got into battle royales because of PUBG, but PUBG left a very nasty taste in my mouth. I was like, I don't like this. I hate this whole fucking genre. It's stupid. I hope it never succeeds. I hope it's destroyed and obliterated. And then Fortnite.
Motherfucker.
And then Fortnite, and then Apex. And again, I didn't get into Apex. I got into Apex after I got into Warzone. I got into Warzone. I was like, oh, this is pretty fun. And then they did some changes. They fucked around with some shit. Took away some maps. Pissed me off. I was like, I'm done with it. I don't want to play this anymore. Took away Plunder. And I was like, I'm done. And then buddies got me into Apex. And then got me into Fortnite. I became fucking dope in Fortnite. I was actually winning. Getting lots of kills. Now if I try to play Fortnite, I look like a fucking handicapped in so many capacities. And I can't go back to Apex. I tried the other day, actually. I was like, let me play this. Oh my god, what's going on?
And that just shows too that game has evolved so much that it's not like going back to it and it's the exact same thing. The game has evolved in its own way, which it should. I don't know, is out of the main three, and I say Warzone, Fortnite, and Apex. I mean, I think Apex is at the bottom, and that's because I don't like it. But
I don't even think I could put
I
Apex in the top 3. I think I would honestly replace Apex with PUBG. I would do Fortnite, Warzone, PUBG. And even then, maybe Tarkov would replace PUBG and literally be Fortnite, Warzone, Tarkov. And Tarkov's not even a fully developed game yet. It's still in beta.
Yeah.
So, which is ridiculous because that game's been beta for fucking ever. Literally. Forever.
And maybe it's just me, but I think the game moves, sounds, and looks like shit. Tarkov. I don't understand. I mean, but like, how long has it been in beta? Like, nothing has changed on the game. They have their wipes and everything else, their updates and all this shit. But every time it looks like shit. And I don't know. I've never played it, so I have no idea. But it's ridiculous. It never seems to change.
To answer your question, Tarkov has been in beta since July 28th, 2017.
Are you fucking serious?
The game entered closed beta July 28, 2017, being made available for all players no matter the pre-order edition they purchase.
Wow.
And then there's even a question of when will Tarkov officially be released? And it says this game is frequently updated as it can be seen in the changelog. However, it's currently still in closed beta and there's no information on the full development of the game being released. So 6 years? Am I doing my math right? 6 years?
Still in beta. But do you play it? Have you played it? Because I know it's only a PC. It's a PC only game. Obviously,
yeah, until it comes out of beta, and then it'll go to console. Like that's their roadmap. Is we will come to console when we release. And I will give it to them. I grant 6 years is a long fucking time, but most studios will start on PC because they don't have to instantly create a whole different structural script for PlayStation, for Xbox. Like even for Xbox, with it being still Microsoft owned, they still have to create a specific source for it. Sony typically fucks shit up. That's why it takes so long. But most games are on PC and then they go to console, and even then the window's maybe 3 months. I think that's the most I've seen it, with the exception of Tarkov and 6 Days in Fallujah. Like most games take 3 months to go from PC to console if it's well received. Indie studios don't typically go to console unless they're in connection with Microsoft directly or Sony directly. So I've played Tarkov. To answer your question, I played Tarkov, but it's one of those, like, I think I've talked about this before, is Tarkov is a game that requires master dedication. Like, this is the game you play. You're a gamer, but you are specifically a Tarkov gamer. You don't get to just play Tarkov on Monday and don't play again until next Monday. You don't get to have a schedule with it like that. No. It's Tarkov on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then you rinse and repeat. Because there's so many mechanical structures that you have to understand. You have to know how to use, how to play. You have to go check it on your base, if people raided it, if people took your base over. Like, there's just so much to it. Is it fun? Yeah. It's fucking long and tedious, though. Because, like, you have to exfil. But then again, you have to manage a big-ass fucking map to exfil. And you're going to run into players. You're going to run into AI. Like, it's just a hodgepodge shit show. It's enjoyable to a degree, but it's one of the few games that gets me to instantly rage quit. And by instantly, I mean like Alt F5. Or like, fuck this bitch. Done. Force close it all. Let me exit the lobby. Let me exit. No. Done. Done with this. Sorry, Alt F4. I'm done with this shit. Fuck you. Fuck this. Fuck this all. I'm done. At least with Warzone, I will finish a map. I will exfil. and I'd be like, fucking leave this shit. I'm sick of being owned. I'm sick of being somebody else's bitch. I'm just being whooping boy. I'm sick of this. I'm tired. I've had it up to here, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad.
Ain't much. But but that's what I think. That's what baffles my mind, though, with like fantasy releasing the day before, and typically there's no such thing as bad publicity. All publicity is good publicity. Like
Not when it kills your studio.
Yeah, and then the fact that they've made statements of we're not refunding, or we can't refund. I think it's the exact statement that was made. Is we can't refund due to having to pay off our debts. Like, no, bitch. No. I want my $40 back. I want every dime back. And it's not happening. A lot of people are losing their games or their money because they did play it for 2 hours on Steam, or because the studio shut down. And even then, like, there's been a couple games that I've purchased and the studio gets bought out and they shut that studio down. So it's no longer around, but the game's still being supported by another studio or another bigger team. And even then, they'll still be like, sorry, studio's not there anymore. We can't extract money. We can't give you a refund. So either then just out the money, or there's been a few times where Steam has refunded people, but then they've made an announcement where like we're having mass number of refunds requested on this game. If you purchase this game, you must understand no refunds will be had. Mm-hmm. And I've had a few of those games where I've looked into some of those games where I'm like, I really want to play this game. Oh, never mind. I don't want to play if I can't get and it's like $5, but it's still enough for me to go, no. Yeah. Because it's in my catalog forever, and I can't play. I can't do this. I can't do that. It's a nuisance for me at that point.
Mm-hmm. No, and I get it. It's one thing I'm hoping. I was feeling that games were going in the right direction with the way things that were going for the releasing, but then this game comes out until it kills that. Like, oh, cool, never mind. That's so there is still shit going on.
I got you $1.
Shit games are coming out. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yes, everything looks good. Oh, nope. Here's the day before. Let's just can everything there.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, yeah, the concept of the game sounded cool. The delivery of it was not there at all. So
the essence of the game wasn't even there.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens moving forward, but I don't know if there's really anything else big coming out that I could think of. The 6 Days of Fallujah. That's is that? Oh, it is. That's right. I forgot about that one. You had told me about that one.
I can't wait for this one to come out. When's it come out?
6 Days of Fallujah is the one I'm looking forward
next month.
to.
That's what it was. January 30th. So literally end of January next year. It's coming to all consoles and PC, and this is going to be on Game Pass because that's how I'm going to play it. But again, this game. Hold on. Listen. How long has Suicide Squad been in development? Let's just go down this rabbit hole. It was announced in 2020. It was rumored to be in development since 2017, 2018. Which is fair because I know there's been several DC games that have like not announced, but they had project code names. Everybody's like, oh, it's going to be this, it's going to be that. So hard to say. This is probably one of the few games I'm excited for, especially since it's going to be so fucking gnarly.
Well, that one shouldn't have any issues coming out. That should be decent because, like we've talked about, the source code is already there.
2 letters, DC.
Well, what was the last one? What's one that just had come out? Was it Gotham Knights? No.
Yes.
What the hell was it? Was that it?
Yes.
So that one came out. That one I haven't heard anything bad about, but not a lot of people that I've watched have played it. But I haven't heard anything bad about it as of right now.
So I've played it and I've heard some bad things about it, but it was more of like because there's puzzles in the game, and there were like early onset with the game when it came out, puzzles weren't working properly, like there was glitches in it, which is okay, whatever, it happens in the first month. But I just recently played it back in July, August. We'll say summer, and I enjoyed it. But it's also one of those games like it definitely felt like the ugly redheaded stepsister to the Arkham trilogy. Where like, oh, this had so much potential, and it's not even like in the realm of being as good or even like on the same sphere as Batman Arkham Knight series or Arkham series. So it left a lot to be desired. It's a good game though. A lot better than a campaign of Call of Duty. And it's like a godsend compared to the day before too. But I mean, yeah, it's just I don't know. It was one of those games I was highly anticipated, very disappointed, just because like how it was handled, how it was received, and everything. Suicide Squad's one of those games that's been pushed back. I want to say it's been pushed back a year, which is why it's in 2024. Because I think it was supposed to release January of this year, and it got pushed back 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, and then to January. So, which again, as I said numerous times, take your fucking time. If I have to wait a year or some video game cases, 3 or 4 years to play a game, I'm all for it. Release a finished, polished product. At least let it be 90% polished. Minor little issues here and there, whatever. I don't care. It's when the game has an over 50% shit rate of, well, maybe this game will work, maybe it won't. Maybe you can finish its best, maybe you can't. So, just my opinion though.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I only look at a few games, and then the 6 Days in Fallujah is the only one that I have any type of high expectations for. And again, it's not going to be until late 2024 when this comes out. It should be on. I think it's beta for PC, but yeah, this is not that I have played it or anything like that, or hasn't been teased too much. But this is my for you Skull and Bones. But I know you've had a lot longer list or ongoing headache with that game. So
I have a longer list of games and frustrations toward that one game.
So this is one that I'm hoping is good, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to try and
I'm not gonna
get too much into it. Yeah.
I'm telling you, speaking of 6 Days of Fallujah, one of the streamers I watch pretty regularly plays Fallujah probably like once or twice a week. And it's so funny because he will actively go into lobbies and he'll either like partner up with people or he'll bring a crew of himself. But if he meets up with the randoms, you will hear him instantly use the most famous word structure that you don't like at all, or when it comes to like Call of Duty realism. But he'll be like, "Oh my god, watch his gun! Ah, this is so real life. I used to use this weapon." Like he'd pull shit out his ass, like deployment, or his dad or his grandpa, whatever. He'd make some shit up, and you would just hear everybody just, "Dude, that's not true. You're full of shit." "Oh, really? That's so awesome. I've never shot this gun." Like it's a mixed match. But there's been a couple times where he's ran into like an ex-Marine, an ex-soldier, an ex-Air Force, basically ex-military. The funniest one was he ran into an ex-UK specialist. He'd be like, "Oh yeah, I really love this gun." I don't remember what it was. He's like, the rapid fire rate, the quickness, the reloading capabilities. I just love this. And you can literally hear the guy go, "Sir, you're full of shit." He goes, "I can't hear you. What did you say?" "You're full of shit." "Can you speak up? Your microphone's a little low." "I said you are full of shit. This weapon cannot reload in this time. It's typically a 2-man." Like goes on. I'm just like, man, he's really showing. And of course, the streamer just eggs on, go, no. I've seen this. I've used this weapon myself. And he just baits him even more. And that guy gets so pissed. He literally just like, "You know what? You're fucking dumb, ignorant cunt. I'm done with you. I hope you just have the worst fucking day of your life. Piss off." And exits the lobby. I'm like, wow. You really just like pissed him off. No regards.
I haven't watched gameplay on it yet, but the screenshots that I see of the game do not make me happy at all.
Screenshots are 50-50.
We'll see.
Well, only time will tell. Again, I have two big games, I guess, I'm looking towards in the next 60 days. And maybe we'll have a podcast episode at the end of February. You may not see me for like a month. It just depends on how devoted I become to Skull and Bones.
If it comes out.
Okay. It will come out. But yes, if it comes out, you're screwed. And
we had a good run.
I have a couple airman buddies that are coming back stateside who I used to play D&D and World of Warcraft with, so we just may be really done. I mean, I will tell them Tuesday nights off limits, but it may be one of those things like, look, Rago, we got an hour to crank out 3 episodes. Let's go.
I got shit to do.
You're not on my priority list anymore. Or worst case, I'll drag you into it.
I mean, it is going to be on PS5, so I don't know. I don't know anything about the game, so I really have no clue. I'm not too big on pirates, but again, I hated zombies, so I don't know.
This isn't like pirates. I mean, okay, it's pirates, but it's not like the concept you're saying. It's fun.
As long as it's not what that fucking game is.
Sea of Thieves?
Yes, that fucking thing.
Nothing like Sea of Thieves. I hate Sea of Thieves.
Horrible.
Hate it.
That's when I struggle to even watch.
I speaking of that game, we'll wrap it up after this, but speaking of that game, that's one of those games unfortunately I need to try out again because they just introduced a single player version of it. And it's on my docket. I have it downloaded, but for the life of me, I can't get to it. Like I was gonna play it this weekend, but I was like, oh, I should do the campaign. Like Call of Duty talked me out of playing Sea of Thieves. And it's just like, oh, well, I could go do this. Oh, well, it's the holidays, and you go Christmas shopping. Oh, well, it's the holidays, and you go do Festival of Lights. Oh, this or that or that. It's like, oh, darn. The wife and I are watching a new TV show. I can't play Sea of Thieves. Oh, well. What show are we watching tonight? That's where Sea of Thieves is on my list. Just not there.
Only low priority.
Yep. But if you get into Skull and Bones, Thursday nights will be funny. That's all I will say. Because you'll have your own pirate ship, I'll have my own pirate ship, you'll have your own crew, I'll have my own crew. And if you think we get separated now on Call of Duty, just wait till we get separated in the oceans. And you're like, where the fuck are you? I'm facing the tribe of XYZ. Oh, hold on. Oh. All right, let me get to dock. I'll fast travel to you. 1 second. Sorry. I thought you went north. I didn't realize you went southwest and went all the way to the corner of the map.
I have no clue what to expect for this game, so maybe we'll see.
Yeah, we shall see. If not, you'll see me. But yeah, other than that, definitely don't forget that December 24th, 2023, of course, December 24th to December 30th, Two Guys One Gamepad will be live officially be live on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. So whatever platform suits your fancy, whichever one you get your jollies off to, pick that platform, go to Two Guys One Gamepad on it. Links are listed in the description for all of it as well. And tune in. It's going to be a week-long video edition of Two Guys One Gamepad Season 2. Minimum 8 hours a day will be streamed. I think we can do all 7 days. We shall see, because that's also a lot of time and quite taxing on my PC to run 24/7. So we shall see. But regardless, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Rahgel and I will be hopping in and out of the chat because, of course, it's holiday break for us with the kids and our own family. So we'll be in there in and out. I'm likely to be a part of it a lot more than he is, but that's what producers do. Talents are like wham bam, thank you ma'am type situation. So prove me wrong. Tell me where the lie's at, Rahgel. Tell me where the lie's at. That's right. There is no
Everything that comes out of your mouth. Oh, lies.
He's the best person ever. There's a lie.
That's the most truthful thing you've said so far.
He's so fucking tall. He's like 5'2".
Just spitting truth all day long now.
But yeah, make sure you head over there and then go check out Discord and Patreon, which we'll be officially live on January 1st, but you can go and get early access now. So that's all I got for you people. Here's Ken Doll himself, Rahgel. So
I got nothing.
Party, let's go.
Come on, party. You fucked it up already.
I said Parby because I was trying to say party and Barbie, but yeah.
Check us out Thursday nights. We play Warzone and that's it. Nothing else. Until maybe Squad Mode comes out. I have no idea. Then yeah, it's gonna be zombies then. Call of Duty. Yeah, nothing else. Till then. Bye, bitch.